So, if you've been on TikTok recently, there's a chance you might have encountered Corecore. But for those people that don't have TikTok addictions, what is it? Well, Corecore can best be defined as a genre of a TikTok that combines various media such as TikToks themselves, movie and TV show clips, and news coverage that, while seemingly unrelated on their own, combine together to create some sort of message or emotion that typically reflects something about modern society or the Gen Z experience, without explicit commentary, which leaves the viewer to decipher this message through the media itself. Now, there's a lot to be ticked off about modern society and in the Gen Z experience. So Corecores cover a lot of themes, but most often the climate crisis, the mental health consequences of social media addiction, consumerism, and feelings of nihilism and hopelessness. It has been described by some as Gen Z's modernist absurdist art form, and as resembling the Weimar Republic's Dada movement. But there's no better way to show you what Corecore is than, well, actually showing you what it is. So I will now show you a Corecore. Fair warning, it's a bit overstimulating at the beginning, so prepare for the overstimulation to begin in 3, 2, 1.
The best foods for your brain.
Sometimes I feel so far away from everything.
I am building the world's largest proprietary collection. I really don't know.
Can you set your phone down and meditate for 5 minutes? What about 10? Can you read? Do you have the attention span to try to read a book?
My eyes are completely fixed and I bask in that blue blissful light.
Have you had any moments of stillness?
So that was a lot. The viewer is quite easily able to discover the theme of overstimulation on desensitization via social media quite easily, and they're also able to discover the message that users of social media should free themselves from this overstimulation and desensitization by using social media less, and thereby experiencing what can be best described as a blissful stillness. And something to note about this Corecore that applies to pretty much every other Corecore is that while most of these clips by themselves were not directly related to overstimulation or desensitization, but when combined together, then the way that the creator of this TikTok did, they became related to the message and the themes. I think it's pretty clear that these clips reflect how people see the world around them, often as presented by the TikTok algorithm. And what is that world? Well, often it's sad, it's hopeless, and it's unjust. And we see this reflecting in the Corecores. I would say that Corecores like this one, that highlight problems in modern society, yet also seem to end on somewhat of a hopeful note and actually inspire the viewer to do something positive, are wonderful and a genuinely meaningful tool for change. But something happened to Corecore in December. Corecore got popular, really popular, like nearly 500 million views type popular. And as Corecore became so popular, many observed that the genre became diluted with uncreative and meaningless content. The content was entirely devoid of previous political messaging and was just sad. While being sad might seem like an accurate reflection of Gen Z and therefore having creative merit, it lacks any depth that would actually make an impact on the viewer besides just bumming them out. But let me show you what I mean by simply sad Corecores that just don't do anything but bum the viewer out. So, prepare to be bummed out in 3, 2, 1.
Well, look at you. You're in so much pain. Why are you putting yourself through all this?
Why do you even want me? Why? I'm such a fuck up!
I'm nothing. I'm nothing.
Say that.
Dad, I'm such a loser. I'm such a loser.
So, as you can see, that Corecore was just pure nihilism, with really nothing meaningful to say. And videos like these oversaturate Corecore and stifle originality within the genre. And this has a lot of consequences, as the original political change that the Corecores were pushing for is just simply absent. But in January, it seems like all the people that were just doing Corecore because it was a popular thing to do and they wanted internet points, essentially, seemed to vanish. And instead, in January, we saw a new form of Corecore, a counter to this epidemic of nihilistic content, somewhat of a genre within a genre. And that genre within a genre is Hopecore. Hopecore is a type of Corecore that has hope. These Hopecore videos typically say something profound, and thereby it's a return for Corecore to its original roots of meaningful content. I also want to give a note on terms that I've seen used interchangeably with Corecore in some of the articles I've read, yet are actually different from Corecore itself and have different conventions. Niche talk and pinkcore are sometimes described as Corecore, yet while all three have unconventional video editing styles, niche talk is more often associated with soccer memes and British pop culture such as music by the Smiths or clips of Top Gear, and are often more comical in nature. Pinkcore is typically viewed as cat videos and gaming footage interspliced with various pop culture clips such as Family Guy clips and very whimsical music, the combination of which creates an overall very fun, silly, goofy type vibe. And Corecore often takes on a much more serious type of atmosphere and has a unifying message or emotion between its clips, therefore differentiating the three. So part of my product, in addition to this video, is making my own Corecore, and of course I went with making a Hopecore type Corecore. So I want to present it to you now in 3, 2, 1.
Pondering of solitary thought. Would I want to live on a dying earth? Am I a burden to others? Am I enough?
On your left, go ahead and grab that and then place it in your cart.
Breaking crypto news, chickens are now living in the metaverse. Behind me here is a mock-up of what they would see while they are wearing the virtual reality headset. This is supposedly so they can live a fulfilling, free-range lifestyle while locked up in cramped, horrible cages. They would experience everything a normal chicken would if they were in a normal field, except they'd be...
She should feel lonely. She never did. Alone, sure, but not lonely.
I did this to myself. I do this to myself. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know.
Police Foundation is building a police militarization facility for police to Cop City. The plans include military-grade training facilities, a mock city to practice urban warfare in, explosive testing areas, dozens of shooting
You're lonely,
ranges,
aren't you?
and a Black Hawk helicopter landing pad.
You imagined it was you. Oh, you did. You did. We all wish it was us. That's why we believe.
来てんじゃないですか。迷ってんじゃないですか。生き生きしたい。簡単ですよ。過去のことを思っちゃダメだよ。なんであんなことしたんだろうって怒りに変わってくるから。未来のことも思っちゃダメ。大丈夫かな。ああ、不安になってくるでしょ。ならば一生懸命一つのところに命をかける。そうだ。今ここを生きていけばみんな生き生きするぞ。
And so my advice to you is whatever your goals are, do not lose sight of them. Do not be distracted by every news headline and article. The investments that you make today will pay dividends tomorrow. And there's no better investment than yourself.
That's for all the kids out there who dream the impossible. You can do it too, man. I believe in you guys. Thank you so much.
Line of pure awe in the face of something larger than myself.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Love conquers all.
Is this the dagger?
This is the part where I show the way to the light, salvation, some sort of solution. There isn't one. Or at least I have nothing to offer. But we are here. You're still here. There's no resolution really in sight. We know how bad it is. I'm not going to tell you what to do. To protest or write to your senator. I'm also not going to tell you to completely give up and accept that we're all doomed. But I would just like to point out that you are here still. So, what are you going to do now?
So as you can see, I kind of created more of a nihilistic type vibe in the first half of the TikTok, where I kind of outlined some of the problems, some of the issues that our generation is currently facing. And then instead of simply ending the video on just a complete lack of hope and nihilistic type vibe, so to say, I instead continued the video and provided clips of that inspire hopefulness, that inspire the viewer to take some sort of action. And this plays directly into kind of the purpose of this hopecore subgenre of Corecore. And as you can see, I used a variety of media things such as tweets and screenshots, and obviously I employed the music to create emotional effect, and then I used other things like movie clips and whatnot, and just overall I combined all this media to create first this kind of hopelessness at the beginning and then hope at the end, and creating kind of emotions and messages through all this media is what Corecore is about after all, and that's why I did that. So I hope you enjoyed my explanation of what Corecore is. I hope it made a bit of sense, and I hope you also enjoyed my Corecore. I hope it brought you a little bit of hope, maybe some inspiration to do something. But yeah, thank you for watching.